Hello everyone and welcome back to another Outlast Trials guide. Today we're going to be doing Pevert the Futterman. This is a really nice trial. I used to find it very confusing when I first started playing it, but the more I played it, the more it got easier, like most of these trials, and it's now one of my favourites. So this is the toy factory level, and the main prime asset is Mother Gooseberry. Well, basically the first objective is we have to go down to the basement of the toy factory and put boxes into a compactor. And it's kind of like the boxes are kind of in this like main area here, and then the compactor's in another room. We can't bring the boxes into the compactor room like directly. We have to put them on a conveyor belt and have that bring them into the room. And that kind of, again, this is setting the pre-text for the entire trial. So usually there will be a box in the room, and then you might have to find two or three. I've been playing on standard, and usually it's three, but I've had times where I've only had to find like two boxes myself. So like I said, there's usually one in the room itself, and then like you might have to find two or three in this area that I'm in now. On solo, what I usually like to do is I like to find each box and then just put them on the belt and just let them all come in at once. Or you can just do one by one each time. So yeah, there's the one box that's already there. We just put that in, and then we just wait for the other two to come and then put them in. If you're playing on co-op, like you can have one of your friends looking for the boxes, or you could be in here getting ready to pick the boxes up off the belt and put them into the compactor. It's whatever. This is a good co-op trial though. There's like a few steps in this trial that are good, like if you're playing with other people. But as you can see here, I just put these boxes in, and that's basically this first part done. We just have to take a key off this guy, and then we have to go into the main toy factory where the main trial will be taking place. So there's not much to say here. I'll just show you the route for like the exit, and then we'll be back into kind of like the beginning part of the trial. So don't take the garage door out, go this way. You can just climb up a wall here and then just exit a lot quicker. I'm just getting a few bits here before I go in. So I just end up getting this secret room done here first before I go into the next part of the trial. What I've noticed is on solo, the secret room is always in that area. Always. Okay. So next we're going to have to like kind of do a similar thing to what we did in that first part. There's going to be three letters, A, B, and C, and they'll all have a box that we have to put into a conveyor belt. So A has one box, B has one box, and C has another box. If you're playing on with more people, this could be two maybe, or this could be two, or I don't know if they go to three, but it's definitely, some of them are two. I think C is always one though. And yeah, I'll let this play out. So basically there's going to be like this guy coming out of here, and we have to like do a bunch of bad shit to him. But there's kind of like two steps to this. So there's keys we have to find to power up this mechanism. And then there's going to be like a box on the other side of this wall. There's a terminal screen with a box number, and we have to go into the storage room and pick up the right box. So I'll show you now. So we have to find the key for A, and it says the key location is in the control room. So what I'm going to do is then I'm going to go to the control room for A and pick up the key and power up that. And that's basically what I'm going to do here. So the control room is just, if you follow the way I'm going here, the control room from A is just here, and then the key is there. Then we'll go downstairs, power up the panel, and it'll then tell us what box number we have to get for A. trying my best not to see this guy's genitalia. There we go. So then the box for A is A499. So we have to go back upstairs, go into the storage room and look for the box A499. It's not that difficult. There's not many boxes in here, so it's easy to find. Now we can't go downstairs directly with this box. We have to put it on this conveyor belt here and then go back downstairs and meet it. So you'll see where I go to meet where this box comes out. I should have sped up this part a bit actually, but anyway, it's grand. So now we have A. Now don't pick up the wrong box because they'll explode, affecting your, your rank and stuff. But now we have A done, so now we can move into lot number B, or letter B. And it's just basically, here is A, the next one is B, and the next one is C. It's a bit of a confusing level at first, but it's relatively linear for the Outlast trials. So now we have to go find B, which is box 45, and we just have to go to control room B again. Now, unlike A, the key actually won't be in control room B. There'll be another one of these tags in control room B telling us where the key is, and the key can be in like in different areas in the map. And there's going to be a cut in the footage soon showing you the location of all of the areas where keys B can be, and it's the same for key C as well. So I think I'm just going up here to get the box. But yeah, A's key is always in like the control room of A, but when you go to the control room of B and C, it'll tell you the actual location of the key. So there's a few different areas we'll cover. And I'll show you when I have this B box put into the belt. So it's the same again, you just put the box into the belt and then we're going to section B and we'll meet it then when it comes out, which is here. I don't know how she doesn't see me here, but I'm glad. Okay, so that's B done. And so like I said, there's going to be the actual locations of keys B and C are going to be different each time you play the trial. So I'm going to show you how to get to the different areas. So there's a cut in the footage there. So for keys B and C, these are some of the following areas it can spawn. I forget which specifically, these are all like separate pieces of footage, so I forget which specific areas they are. In the description, I'll lay out the actual like timestamp of each location I go to, but this first one is, we'll see now as I go through. So I think the first one will be the showers. Okay, so there's basically like kind of two lots of showers. So we have these ones here, and then the women's showers in here. And then if we go back and we take a right, go through that red door, which will make noise, there'll be an alarm on it. And then there's two more lots of showers here. So this is kind of like the first location where keys B or C can spawn. Those are just the showers. The next one, and keep in mind, this is all starting from the toy storage area. This is just kind of where like I'm trying to start it from. That's the break room. So that's just basically another location where I can start from is the break room. So that's basically it. Not too difficult. It's very close by. And then the next location I think is the general offices maybe, or the call center. There's a few different areas, but we'll have a look now. So there's a few areas in the offices. We have the call center, which is this main one here. I think this is the one I'm showing in this one. So this is just the call center. And then if we go back here again, I'll show you then. This is the infirmary and the maintenance area. So, sorry, this is the offices, I'm sorry, my mistake. So there's a few areas here. We have the design, which is just into the left there, and then there's the archives as well. There are 2 more areas where the keys can spawn, and the test lab. And they can be anywhere in the room. They can be like anywhere, just on a chair, a table, whatever. That's basically those ones, and then that loops back to the call center then. So you have a little cluster of areas in there where the keys can spawn. And then this last one then I show should be the infirmary and the maintenance area. So yeah, like whenever you see where the key is, where the location is, just follow where I'm going to get to the right area. Yeah, sorry, I kind of get sanity in there. But yeah, the maintenance area is just, the infirmary is in there to the right. And then to get to the maintenance area, we just head to the left in here, and then another left into a door. And then that's basically where the keys can spawn. And we'll see me actually do this when the footage goes back. So now I'm going to control room B, and I'm going to find out where the key is for B. So B is in the maintenance area. So we were just in the maintenance area. So just head down. Go down here, bust a left. I just get a few bits of equipment here, but I eventually go into the room. I run into a bit of trouble at this part. But this is basically me just going into the room and then finding the key. So I just literally went into the room there. And the key is somewhere on the desk, I think, on the table. Yeah, there's B. And then I think what I do is I just go in and go for C then. So C is in the showers, so it's in one of the 2 lots of showers. I think it's in this first one here. I end up getting it the first time. So, this is a very, like I said, it's a co-op based trial, Some of you can be looking for the keys. Some of you can start getting the boxes ready. There's different ways you can strategize this trial. Everyone can, be doing something. Because, like I said, you're going to have more boxes that you're going to need to get. There's going to be more enemies on the higher difficulties. So, there's going to be more of you to kind of lessen the workload. But I'm just going to put all these keys in now. And for B and C, maybe you can put the boxes in first before getting the keys, or just have the boxes down beside the conveyor belts. There's different ways you can do it. But anyway, so for C, it said 706. I just forgot I forgot which box I had to get, so I had to go back. That's why there was a cut in the footage. But I'm just going back up to the storage room to find box 706C. And then I'm going to put that in the belt and bring it all the way over to C. Now, there's a bit of a difference when you're bringing C over to C's area. And I'll show you that kind of after. So the boxes, there's also a few boxes in this little area as well. So as usual, we just put the box for C in the normal belt we've been putting A and B in. Then we head back downstairs and we wait for it to come at A's belt. I run into a bit of trouble here, but we just wait for it to come back around. Actually, it's something I'll just try and do here. So one thing I should say is that we have to take it from this belt here, but then we have to go over and put it into this one to help it go to C. because it'll just keep like looping around here, whereas we want it to bring it over to like, so we can get to lot C. So we'll see that now in a second. There's going to be another few cuts in the footage because I just have to get away from her and like kind of come back around, but it shouldn't be too confusing. Yeah, so there's going to be a cut right about here, so I just pick up the box and put it on the other conveyor belt that I showed before. And then to get to C, we just take this path here. Now usually what I do if I'm playing with my friends is like I'm just up waiting at conveyor belt C, which is up these stairs, and they're just like sending the box up to me, instead of like all this running around. So we just have to head out here. And then this is where we wait for C to come back out. And so we're just heading back inside with box C. I end up running to another bit of trouble here. And there'll be another like little cut in the footage. But I'll pick up right back where I left off. I just have an enemy coming up here. So yeah. We have to pick up this box, and there's going to be like another little like gate we have to lift up to get box C into like B's in C's area. So just be careful of enemies. I nearly got caught here, but it's all good. And then that's lot C done, so now we can progress on to the next part of the trial. So now the guy that we're basically torturing is going to come out here, and he's going to get like stuck, or he's going to stop, and we just basically have to like crank a handle until he goes again. It's that one in front of me there. On standard it doesn't take too long, it's pretty easy, but on the higher difficulties you're going to have enemies coming after you, so make sure a few of your friends have like rig rechargers that they can keep you covered. I might just speed up the footage a bit here, and that's it, done. It's very easy. And then we just basically head out here. There's going to be a cut again, but you just basically head outside. There's going to be another little garage we have to lift up, and then when we head in, we basically start like the final step of the trial. We're going to see kind of a similar step here to the one in Grind the Bad Apples. So basically we have to follow like a golden pipe along the ground. This guy's going to go into like a furnace, and we have to like pump this to burn him. If you're playing, I think with more than 2 people, or if it's more than 1 person, there'll be another pump here. So you can kind of like pump them at twice speed. But since I'm just on my own, it's just 1 pump. There'll be a pipe, golden pipe in the ground here. We have to follow to a valve to power it up. And then if there's another pump here, there'll be another pipe you can follow to power up the other pump basically. So yeah, just follow the golden pipe or yellow pipe along the ground, and that'll take you to the valve. If you're playing on like intensive or anything like that, this part can be difficult because you'll have enemies everywhere, and when you're turning the valve, you'll be making noise. So this is quite easy the way I'm doing it, but just be aware of like other difficulties. And when I have all the trials, when I have guides for the trials, I'll upload it. I might upload videos of me playing them on intensive and like giving little strategies on how to complete them. But for now I'm just doing them all on standard, just to show like a general guide on how to complete the trial. But But then this is basically the final step. We just have to pump the fire and burn him alive, and then that's the trial done. Just be wary of like X-pop that can spawn, or prime asses that can spawn from that door, and that's basically this trial done. So yeah, I haven't got much else to say there, guys. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and let me know if there's anything else you want to see, or if there's anything you felt I did wrong in these videos, let me know that as well. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks.